G'day guys, welcome. I am Cardi and we are going to have lots of fun today doing stop motion together. That's right, stop motion. You all know what that is, and I'm sure you've seen the Lego movie and Wallace and Gromit and a few other things like that. Is fantastic fun. But there are simple ways to do it. We don't need a camera, we don't need big lights and everything. All we need is an iPad. Welcome, my son Sam is here to help us today. Yes, we've got the iPad. If you don't have an iPad, borrow your mum or dad's phone, okay? So what app do I recommend? I recommend a fantastic app, and it is called Stopmotion Studio. The other good news, if you haven't got an iPad, but you have a Samsung Galaxy tablet or an Android phone, it is on Play Store. So that is good news. Everyone can get the app, it is free. There is a paid version. Make sure you get the free version, okay? Because it has lots of functions that you can use. So often it's good to have a desk lamp. Just set off to the side and turn your desk lamp on to give some light to the area is also very cool. The other thing that makes life a lot easier when it comes to stop motion is a little holder for your phone. Now this little tripod, it's a tiny little tripod and it bends, it's a bendy tripod, and it will stand up and not move, because we don't want to try to make our stop motion holding the phone by ourselves for every shot, or else our picture is going to go all like this. So let's have a look at the app. When we open Stopmotion Studio, you will see that we have a plus button for a new movie. And here we are. You can see right now a crazy art table happening. All right, so what do we have here? This is a great thing as well. If you have an iPad with a stand like this or a flap, it's probably the easiest way to set it up. Alrighty, so we have on the screen at the side, we have a sliding tool. Now what this does is it's a really good tool to show what photo was taken last. So if I put something here, I've got a Lego spaceship, okay? All we need to do is tap the red button to take a photo, click. All right, now when that's done, you see down the bottom it says 2 of 2. All right, I'm going to move my spaceship a fair distance there. Let's see what happens, click. Now I've done another one. Now, I will show you what this sliding tool does on the side here, which is fantastic. If I slide that down halfway and I go back to my first photo by pushing it, you will see now that I can see the first photo and my second photo. And we can see where the object stopped in our last photo. This is great, and this is called onion skin. Alrighty, so that is a great tool. Don't forget the slider on the left side. Now, the other fantastic thing about this program is the settings. Now, this is the little cogwheel down the bottom. If I click that, you will see something very interesting, because how many photos will it take us to make something really cool? I'm glad you asked. Let's do the math. I'll put on my math glasses. There we go. We are looking at some numbers down here, and if I slide this along, it starts at 5. We can see we can go right up, keep going right up to 30. Now this down the bottom, you will see right down the bottom it says movie speed, frames / sec or seconds at 30 FPS, and that means frames per second. When we watch a movie, movies are made with 24 frames per second. That's okay for a video camera that just does all the work, or a camera, and like these ones, we can set it to 24 frames per second, 25, 30, sometimes 60 if you're a gamer and you see how many frames per second are on those games. And the higher the frame rate, the higher the number, the smoother it looks, the picture looks. Okay, and let's show you what I mean. If we go back to 24 frames per second, which is movie style, and say you take a photo, click, or you draw a picture, how many photos will we need to make 1 second? 12, 6, 8? No, that's right, 24 of course. 24 photos to make 1 second. That's a lot of photos to take with this app, isn't it? If I want 1 second of my spaceship going from here and 1 second right across the screen there, I will take 24 photos. We can set it, if we like, to 12 frames per second, okay? That means I'd only have to take 12 photos. It won't look as good, but it will still look good. I wouldn't go under 12 frames per second, so don't forget, when you open your app, change your frame rate to 12 frames per second at least. But today, I'm gonna ramp it up, 24 frames per second. I can show you what else we can do here. Instead of taking 24 photos, let me just get my little guy in view here, little spaceship. Instead of going click, 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 click 24 times, I'll show you something really cool. We can take the photo, okay, I'll tap the photo I've taken, copy, paste. And there we go, it duplicates the photo. And why don't you try something now? Any object will do, okay? Whether it's a pen or a texter, or any object like a spoon, put it in front of your iPad or tablet or phone, set your frame rate, set your slider down to about nearly halfway so you can see what's happening, and take some photos. And let's have a practice together. Have you got that object? Stop the video if you need to. Now you've got your object, we're going to put it here. In fact, I'm going to go and start a new video. Alrighty. I've got my object, which is a spoon. All right, now I'm going to put my spoon here, and I want just my spoon to do something very simple. I want it to spin around. Now remember what we do to start with. I'm going to slide my slider down a bit, and I'm going to go to the cog wheel, click, and I'm going to choose 12 frames or 24 frames. I'm going to go 24 frames. Done. Okay, here we go. We're ready to go and have some fun. Click, and we have one photo. I can click it again, or remember, I can touch the photo, copy, touch the photo again, and say paste. Now, that's given me 3 photos or three frames for that one position of the spoon. All right, let's move the spoon again. Just going to make sure I'm up to my camera at the end of the screen again. Going to move my spoon, take another photo. So the other easy way to do this is you can just take 2 photos per position of your object. Move that again, I'll take another photo. Another 2 photos, and again, and you get the idea. I'm spinning the spoon. Okay, taking 2 photos at a time because I want this to have a nice motion. Okay, and you can see having that onion skin effect, we've got our last photo showing. How cool is that? Fantastic. All right, nearly back and around the start where I was. Click for my last one. I might just take a few shots there. And I have 24 photos. This should be 1 second. Okay, now here we go. If we want to see what our video looks like, all we have to do is push the play button. And there it is. It's looping, so it's playing it again and again. And that is 1 second, 24 frames. All right. If I want my spoon to go super fast, and sometimes we want things to race past or go really quick, we don't have to do as many movements, okay? Let's try, again, only doing 4 photos, and let's see how quick that goes. I'm going to do my 12 frames per second, and here we go. Position 1, click. Position 2, click. Position 3, click. Position 4, click. Okay, let's have a look what that looks like. It is going to go real fast. Here it comes. Okay, see how fast it's moving? Too fast, it's like it's jumping around, isn't it? The other thing you'll notice, I'm going to pause this and slide that back so you can only see the photo and not the next one, is they're a bit funny positions. Now look what happened on the first photo. Oh no, disaster. This is what we don't want to happen. Look at my thumb in the picture. Oh my gosh, can you see that? Of course you can. There is a really easy way to fix that, okay? All we do is click that photo and we can push delete. How cool, okay, done. There goes that photo. So I can start again. I want some smoother movement this time. I want to slow things down so it looks really nice as it goes around. So here we go, I'm going to try that. And this time I'll do that again in 24 frames because that's nice and smooth. And I hope you've got your object. And once you've watched this, you can have a little play with slowing things down and speeding things up. Here we go. This time I want my spoon to stay in that position for half a second. Okay, half a second. Wow, half a second, 24 frames. 24 frames divided by 2 equals 12 frames. Here we go. I'm going to take a photo. Click. Now, because I can just quickly take lots of photos, or remember, I can copy and I can paste. Okay. Now, it sort of takes about the same time for me just to keep pasting here. And it will show 1 of 8, 1 of 9, 1 of 10, 1 of 11, 1 of 12. Now that, well, I know, I'm going to slide right up to the end of there till it's got the camera icon. I know that that's going to be there for half a second. Now I want my spoon to go slowly around this way, okay? So I'm glad I've got my slider down because the really important thing is when you're animating doing stop motion, you don't want to bump your objects or your little characters, especially if you're working with Lego. They are so light and they're easy to, oops, move about, okay? Try to do all of your work while it's there in that position, alrighty? Okay, back to the spoon, here we go. I can see my last photo, so I can just bring that down a bit to see more of my last photo there, slide it down to halfway, and there it is. I'm getting my hand out the way, click. Let's keep going here. And let's just moving it a little bit at a time. This might take a while, so we'll speed the video up for you. So stop motion can take a long time to do if we want it to look really cool. But you know what? The effort is worth it. If you put the effort in and just have little movements, your animations will look amazing. Okay, so get ready. This last position, I want this spoon to stay there for maybe a quarter of a second. 24 divided by 4. That's right, 6. So I'll just take a quick 6 photos. 5, 6, okay. Staying there for a quarter of a second. Then I want him to sort of go back a little bit for a few photos and then take off really quickly. 1, 2, 3, 4, and now he's out of the frame. The spoon is gone, but I'm going to take a few photos to show nothing there. Let's play that back and have a look. We should see the spoon sitting there for half a second and then spinning around in a nice movement. Here we go. See that? That's how we work with fun animation, slowing things down and speeding things up. The more photos we take, the slower it will be, with little movements, and if we want something to go fast, we make the movements bigger movements. Alrighty, so we've got little spoon spinning and taking off. In the next segment, we'll also look at more features of this app. It's really cool. We can add titles, we can add sound effects and music. It is fantastic. But now we are going to do a little drawing. But before we do, we're going to plan what we're going to do. All right, so we've worked out something. I'm just going to draw some little pictures and sort of connect it all as we go. Sam's going to take the photos and let's see what happens.